Welcome back, Ball Blast Sports family. The FIFA World Cup 2026 journey continues, and now we move into FIFA match number 8. This is a very important Group B match because it brings together two teams with very different football identities. Qatar will come with organization, patience, and belief. Switzerland will come with structure, experience, and strong European discipline. Before we go deep, make sure you subscribe to Ball Blast Sports, hit the like button, turn on the notification bell, and stay connected with us, because we are covering every FIFA World Cup 2026 match with simple, clean, clear-spoken previews, deep tactical analysis, and winning predictions. FIFA World Cup 2026 match number 8, Group B, Qatar versus Switzerland. Saturday, June 13th, 2026. Kickoff time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Venue, Levi Stadium, San Francisco Bay Area, Santa Clara, California. This match matters because Group B includes Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Qatar, and Switzerland. Canada will have host nation energy. Bosnia and Herzegovina will bring technical quality and toughness. Qatar will try to prove they can compete strongly away from their own region. Switzerland will enter as one of the most balanced and experienced teams in the group, so this match can shape the early race for qualification. If Qatar win, Group B becomes wide open immediately. If Switzerland win, they take early control and put pressure on Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina. If the match ends in a draw, Qatar will feel encouraged, while Switzerland may feel they missed a chance to start stronger. Switzerland are the favorite on paper. They usually bring strong defensive organization, midfield discipline, and tournament experience. Qatar will likely enter as the underdog, but that does not mean they are helpless. In World Cup football, one compact defensive plan, one counter-attack, or one set piece can change everything. Qatar's first major strength is organization. They will likely understand that Switzerland can be dangerous if given too much space. Qatar must keep their defensive shape compact. They must protect the middle. They must stop Switzerland from passing easily between the lines. If Qatar allows Switzerland to control central midfield without pressure, they will spend too much time defending. Qatar's second strength is patience. They may not dominate possession, but they can wait for the right moment. They can defend in numbers, slow the game, and look for transition chances. Against a stronger European team, this patience can be useful. Qatar do not need to win the match in the first 20 minutes. They need to stay alive, frustrate Switzerland, and grow into the game. Qatar's third strength is counter-attacking movement. If Switzerland push fullbacks high or commit midfielders forward, Qatar can attack the spaces left behind. Quick passes into wide channels may be their best route to goal. Qatar must be brave enough to counter with support. A counter-attack with only one runner will not be enough. They need 2 or 3 players moving together. Qatar's fourth strength is set-piece opportunity. In a match where they may have fewer chances from open play, corners and free kicks become very important. Qatar must make every set-piece count. A good delivery, a smart run, or a loose ball in the box can change the match. Now let us talk about Switzerland. Switzerland's first major strength is balance. They are rarely easy to beat because they understand structure. They can defend well, they can press in moments, they can pass through midfield, they can use wide areas, they can manage difficult matches. This makes them a strong tournament team. Switzerland's second strength is midfield experience. They usually have players who are comfortable controlling tempo, winning duels, and making smart decisions. Against Qatar, this could be the key. If Switzerland control midfield, they can control the match. They can decide when to speed up and when to slow down. Switzerland's third strength is defensive discipline. They do not usually need chaos to win. They can stay organized, limit the opponent's chances, and wait for quality moments in attack. Against Qatar, Switzerland must avoid giving away cheap counterattacks. Switzerland's fourth strength is attacking patience. They may not need to force the match early. They can move Qatar's defensive block from side to side, wait for gaps, and create chances through crossing, passing combinations, or late runs from midfield. The main story is simple. Switzerland want control. Qatar want resistance. Switzerland want to move the ball with patience. Qatar want to defend compactly and counter. Switzerland want to make their ranking advantage count. Qatar want to turn the match into a disciplined tactical fight. The first tactical battle is Switzerland's midfield control against Qatar's compact block. Switzerland will likely have more possession, but possession alone is not enough. They need useful possession. They need to move the ball into dangerous areas. They need to find players between Qatar's midfield and defense. Qatar must close those gaps and force Switzerland wide. The second tactical battle is Qatar's counter-attack against Switzerland's rest defense. If Switzerland attack with too many players, Qatar can break. Switzerland must keep enough players behind the ball to stop counters early. Qatar must make their first pass after winning the ball clean and fast. The third tactical battle is wide play. Switzerland may use fullbacks and wide midfielders to stretch Qatar. Qatar may defend narrow and allow Switzerland some wide possession, but Switzerland must be careful not to rely only on high crosses. Qatar may be comfortable defending predictable balls into the box. Switzerland should use low crosses, cutbacks, and quick passing combinations. The fourth tactical battle is set pieces. Switzerland can be dangerous from corners and free kicks, but Qatar may also see set pieces as a major chance. Both teams must defend dead ball moments with total concentration. Now let us imagine how this match may start. The whistle blows. Switzerland likely begin with more possession. They move the ball across the back line and midfield. They try to pull Qatar out of position. Qatar stay compact. They defend with patience. They keep the space between midfield and defense tight. In the first 15 minutes, Switzerland may test Qatar with wide attacks and early crosses. Qatar must defend calmly. They cannot lose shape. They cannot give Switzerland easy shots from the edge of the box. Around minute 20, Qatar may get their first counter-attacking chance. Maybe Switzerland lose the ball in midfield. Maybe Qatar win a second ball. Maybe a quick pass goes into the wide channel. This moment will be important because it can show Switzerland that Qatar are not just defending, they can also threaten. From minute 20 to halftime, Switzerland may increase pressure. They may try quicker passing. They may send more runners into the box. Qatar must keep concentration. The longer the match stays 0-0, the more confidence Qatar can gain. But the longer Switzerland have the ball, the more likely they are to find one clean chance. If Switzerland score first, the match becomes difficult for Qatar. Qatar would need to open up more, and Switzerland could use the extra space. If Qatar score first, the match becomes very interesting. Switzerland would have to chase. Qatar could defend deeper and counter into open spaces. If the first half ends 0-0, the second half becomes a mental test. Switzerland would still be the favorite, but pressure could grow. Qatar would believe their plan is working. At halftime, if Switzerland are tied, the message should be patience with sharper final passes. They cannot panic. They need to move the ball faster in the final third and attack with more runners. If Switzerland are leading, the message is control. Keep possession. Do not give Qatar counterattacks. Do not give away unnecessary free kicks. If Switzerland are losing, they must stay calm. They have enough quality to respond, but they cannot turn the game into chaos. For Qatar, if the score is tied, the message is belief. Stay compact. Keep defending together. Use counters with more support. If Qatar are leading, the message is discipline. Do not drop too deep too early. Keep possession when possible. If Qatar are losing, they must become braver but not reckless. The first 15 minutes of the second half could be very important. Switzerland may come out with more urgency. Qatar must survive that push. If Switzerland score early in the second half, they can control the match. If Qatar survive, the game becomes tighter and more nervous. Around minute 60, substitutions become important. Switzerland may bring fresh attacking players to break the block. Qatar may bring fresh legs to defend and counter. This is where the match could change. From minute 65 to 80, fatigue can create openings. Qatar's compact block may start to stretch. Switzerland may find space between the lines. But Qatar may also find more counter-attacking space if Switzerland push too hard. The final 10 minutes could be tense. If Switzerland are leading by one, Qatar will push late. If Qatar are leading, Switzerland will throw more players forward. If the match is tied, Switzerland may push for the win, while Qatar may balance risk and reward. The first key zone is central midfield. Switzerland want to control this area. Qatar must block passing lanes and stop Switzerland from turning easily. The second key zone is the space behind Switzerland's fullbacks. Qatar may attack this space on counters. The third key zone is the wide crossing area. Switzerland can create danger here, but they need quality delivery, not just hopeful crosses. The fourth key zone is the penalty area during set pieces. Both teams can create danger from corners and free kicks. Image instructions for part 4, do not read aloud. HD halftime and second half visuals. Swiss coach tactical board. Qatar coach defensive plan. Substitutions warming up. Midfield zone graphic. Late match pressure. Set piece box danger. Switzerland's first risk is impatience. If they do not score early, they must not force bad shots. Their second risk is overcommitting fullbacks. Qatar can counter into wide spaces. Their third risk is poor finishing. If Switzerland waste early chances, Qatar's belief grows. Their fourth risk is underestimating Qatar. That would be dangerous. Qatar's first risk is defending too deep for too long. If they stay near their own box all game, Switzerland may eventually break through. Their second risk is losing the ball too quickly after winning. If every clearance comes back, pressure will build. Their third risk is giving away cheap fouls near the box. Their fourth risk is counter-attacking without enough support. Scenario 1. Switzerland score first from controlled pressure. This is the most likely path. A wide move, a cutback, or a midfield run could open Qatar's defense. If Switzerland score first, they become strong favorites. Scenario 2. Qatar score first from a counter-attack or set piece. This is the danger scenario. If Qatar score first, Switzerland must chase, and the match becomes more complicated. Scenario 3. 0-0 at halftime. This is possible if Qatar defend well. In that case, Switzerland must stay patient in the second half. Scenario 4. Switzerland win late. This is also possible. If Qatar defend deeply for a long time, Switzerland's pressure and substitutions may eventually find the goal. Now let us give the winning prediction. Switzerland are the favorite because of ranking position, balance, midfield control, defensive discipline, and tournament experience. They should have more possession. They should create more pressure. They should have more ways to score. But Qatar can make this game difficult. They can stay compact. They can counter. They can use set pieces. They can frustrate Switzerland if the first goal does not come early. My final prediction is Qatar 0, Switzerland 2. I believe Switzerland will win because they have more balance and more control. Qatar may keep the match close for a long time, but Switzerland's midfield quality and second half pressure should be enough. My winning probability estimate is Switzerland win 58%, draw 25%, Qatar win 17%. My safest prediction is Switzerland or draw. My bold prediction is Switzerland wins 2-0. My upset warning is Qatar can earn a 1-1 draw if they score first or keep the game level past 70 minutes. My most likely first half score is Qatar 0, Switzerland 1 or 0-0. My most likely full-time score is Qatar 0, Switzerland 2. My key tactical battle is Switzerland's midfield control versus Qatar's compact defensive block. My most dangerous phase is the first 20 minutes of the second half because Switzerland may increase pressure and Qatar may find counter-attacking space. Ball Blast Sports family, this match is important because Switzerland can send a strong message in Group B. Qatar can also make the group very interesting if they get a result. Switzerland have the stronger profile, but Qatar have enough discipline to make this uncomfortable. When you watch this game, watch the midfield. Watch Switzerland's patience. Watch Qatar's defensive shape. Watch the counter-attack lanes. Watch the set pieces. Watch how Switzerland react if Qatar frustrate them early. FIFA World Cup 2026, match number 8. Group B, Qatar versus Switzerland. Saturday, June 13th, 2026. Kickoff time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Venue, Levi's Stadium, San Francisco Bay Area, Santa Clara, California. Qatar bring discipline, patience, counter-attacking hope, and set-piece opportunity. Switzerland brings structure, experience, midfield control, and balance. Switzerland are the favorite, but Qatar can make the match difficult. My final prediction is Qatar 0, Switzerland 2. Switzerland win, but Qatar keep it competitive. If you enjoyed this preview, subscribe to Ball Blast Sports, hit the like button, and turn on notifications. Drop your prediction in the comments, Qatar win, Switzerland win, or draw, and tell us your final score. This is Ball Blast Sports, and the World Cup story is only getting stronger. Keep the football energy high, keep your predictions ready, and remember, in the World Cup, every group match can change the road to the knockout stage.